Finn's First Glimmer, A Fox's Journey to the Northern Lights. Chapter 1. The Whispering Snow in a Mysterious Glow. Deep within a quiet, snowy forest lived a tiny red fox named Finn. His fur was the color of a sunset blush against the white snow, and his nose twitched with curiosity at every new scent. Finn loved the crisp chill of winter, the way the snowflakes kissed his whiskers, and the hush that fell over the world. But there was one magical sight he'd only heard whispers about: the Northern Lights. He longed to see their dancing colors. One evening, as the stars began to peek through the twilight sky, Finn spotted something peculiar. A shimmering blue glow pulsed softly on the pristine snow, marking a trail of tiny footprints. They weren't his, and they weren't any animals he knew. His heart thumped with a gentle wonder. What could possibly glow so brightly? He wondered aloud, his breath puffing out in a tiny white cloud. He decided he simply had to follow them. Chapter 2. A Snowy Friend in a Sparkling Cave. Finn padded softly, his bright eyes fixed on the glowing blue footprints. They led him over a small, snow-covered hill, where the world stretched out in gentle, rolling curves. Just as Finn paused, wondering if he was truly alone, a magnificent white owl, with eyes like polished amber, glided down from a nearby pine branch. "Hoo-hoo," the owl hooted softly, a sound like rustling silk. "Following the light, little one?" Finn nodded, a blush rising to his cheeks. "I'm Finn," he squeaked, a little surprised to find a talking owl, "and I've never seen footprints quite like these." The owl, who introduced himself as Orion, gestured with a wing. "They lead to a wondrous sight if you're patient enough." He explained that the glowing blue was starlight collected by ancient moss. Together they continued, Orion flying silently above, Finn trotting below. The footprints soon led them to a shimmering cave, its entrance framed by icicles that sparkled like diamonds. Inside, the walls pulsed with a gentle, soft light, reflecting off countless ice crystals. Finn gasped, his tail swishing. "It's like a jewel box," he whispered, mesmerized by the silent dance of light. But where would this magical cave lead them? Chapter 3. The Forest of Gentle Lights and a Distant Promise. Exiting the crystal cave, Finn and Orion found themselves in a forest where every tree seemed to hold a secret light. The branches, heavy with snow, were adorned with tiny, soft lights that pulsed in gentle hues of gold, silver, and soft green. It was as if each tree had swallowed a star. Finn wiggled his nose, delighting in the quiet magic. "It's beautiful, Orion," he whispered, his voice full of awe. Orion hooted softly. "This is the Whispering Woods, Finn. The trees here hum with ancient starlight. They guard the path to the great Mirror Lake." They walked deeper, the glowing trees casting long, dancing shadows that played around their feet. The air grew colder, but a feeling of excited anticipation warmed Finn's little heart. He imagined the great Mirror Lake, wondering if it would reflect the stars like 1,000 tiny diamonds. As they reached the edge of the Whispering Woods, a vast, flat expanse of frozen ice stretched before them, gleaming under the faint starlight. It was the great Mirror Lake. Orion landed gently beside Finn. "We are here, little one," he said. But the sky above was still dark, though filled with countless stars. Was this truly the end of their journey? Chapter 4. Ribbons of Light, the Northern Dance. Finn looked up at the dark, star-dusted sky, then at Orion. Orion simply ruffled his feathers and looked out over the frozen lake. "Patience, little friend," he murmured. Finn sat down on his haunches, his tail wrapped around his paws, and waited. He watched his breath mist in the cold air. The silence was profound, broken only by the soft hoot of Orion. Then a faint, almost invisible hint of green painted the edge of the horizon. It grew, softly, slowly, stretching like a shy hand across the canvas of the night. Finn's eyes widened. More colors joined, a breathtaking blue, then a regal violet. The colors began to dance, forming enormous, flowing ribbons that unfurled and swirled above them. Green and blue lights pulsed, reaching down as if to touch the silent lake, then sweeping back up into the heavens. Violet hues chased them, creating a spectacular, silent ballet. Finn felt a lump in his throat, a tear of pure joy tracing a path down his cheek. He had never imagined anything so magnificent. The northern lights, the whispered magic, was real. He watched, utterly captivated, as the sky filled with this living, breathing artwork. When the last ribbon faded, leaving only the stars, Finn let out a long, happy sigh. It was